All right. So I wanted to do I'm going to record this so you can see how the software works. And it is 100% customizable. But the purpose of this is when we work with our coaching clients, everything that we do in order to help boost performance is to bring things down into a shorter period of time. So I'm not going to get into that now because this is more of the software, but listen to my talk or ask me about why annual planning does not work. We go to a 12-week year, a 12-week system. And this is that system. So when I sit down with a client for the first time, one of our first calls is going to be, where are you now? And where do you want to be? That gap that gets you there is what we call a strategic plan. And that strategic plan is what I build with you, and we input it in here. And so I'm going to explain everything and how it works and show you the system and then show you how it scores it, because this is an execution software system. What it does is it tracks and scores your performance on how you execute your plan. It will track results within the plan, but it doesn't care about the results. What it cares about is, are you doing the things that you said you need to do? Because in this plan, the only thing that is going to show up are what we call blue chip activities that is directly related to the end result. And when I jump on a coaching call with you, one of the things that I'm going to look at is, are you executing your plan? Are you doing the things that you said you need to do so that you can have, do, and be the person that you want to be? It's part of the coaching. You have to be able to score yourself. So here's how it works. You're going to see up here each week, okay? And up here is going to be your weekly execution. It'll show you last week. It'll show you your current week. And of course, this is a full 12-week plan, and it's already completed. So this is the end result of 12 weeks. As it goes, you're only going to go week by week by week. And I will also show the mobile version after this as well. This is going to show you your average score. Okay. And this is going to show you the actual scores throughout the week by week. Here's what we want to see. Since 2006, what we've tracked is that if you execute your plan at 75% or higher, you will achieve what you're trying to achieve. But at the same time, if you're scoring in that 90% plus range week after week after week, I will tell you that the plan is too easy, because I want to be able to build you a realistic stretch. We want to be able to push you beyond your limits and get you to the next level. Now, the plan itself is designed to do that. So there's a story of jumping to the stars that I talk about all of the time. I'm not going to do that here, but again, in another video. We want to jump to the stars, even if your dream is to jump and land on the moon. Okay, because you're either going to make it or you're going to fall halfway short. And halfway short of a star is the moon, where it's where you want it to be anyway. So that's a summary of that story. But here we go. So week by week. So we start off with what we call our period goal. So the period is 12 weeks. So instead of doing 12 months, the organization has to operate on a 12-week year. And the reason for that is because it boosts performance. In the beginning of the year, in a traditional company that does annual planning, you have a boost in sales, a boost in productivity because people are engaged, they're excited, it's a new year, it's a fresh start. The middle of the year dips. And then at the end of the year, every single year, you have another boost in performance and productivity. This is, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all these things that happen at the end of the year, car dealerships slashing rates, retail shops throwing out discounts, because for the first time all year, they are now realizing that they are behind their annual goals and they're doing everything possible to try to catch up. When we do a 12-week year and the organization follows the 12-week year, people are hired and fired in 12 weeks. Changes happen in 12 weeks. Every single day now has urgency, because on an annualized plan, it doesn't matter if I do it today or if I do it next week, because there's a whole year. But in a 12-week system, it does matter if I do it today versus next week, because that's a whole month technically in the 12-week year system. Okay. So what we found was that every 12 weeks, you have a boost of sales and productivity in the first 1 to 3 weeks. And then there's a dip in the middle of the weekly system. And then there's a boost in sales and productivity in weeks, usually 10, 11, and 12. Why? Because people are on the chopping block. Rewards, awards, vacations, or rolling up your sleeves and you don't get anything because you didn't get your goals. So here's how we do it. Now, at the end of the day, you cannot fake productivity. You can create all the plans that you want. You can create the systems, you can create the strategies, and you can go out there. But if you don't score it, you have no idea if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So this is just saying, am I doing what I am supposed to be doing? Okay. So let's look at, this is the period goal. And in this particular period goal, it is to generate $20,000 a month of personal recurring cash flow by period end. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we track it. So this is going to track total net income that has actually been paid. Okay. So week over week, you're just going to come in here. You do this maybe on a Sunday, schedule a time, a meeting with yourself once a week to fill this stuff out. These you'll just do as you do it. But these metrics you can just fill out at the end of every week. So $5,700 was the net cash flow. This next one here is total future recurring cash flow. So they set up futures. So they had been paid $5,700 and they set up $5,600 in futures. Okay. Now you're going to see S number 1, which is strategy number 1, strategy number 2, strategy number 3. We typically do 3 strategies per goal. Okay. And the reason for that is, if I want to get somewhere, there is basically an unlimited amount of ideas and strategies that we can do to get there. What we want to do is narrow it down to the top 3, simplify. Okay. If it's too complex, it's going to slow you down. You're not going to get it done. We want to simplify things. So we're going to take the top 3 strategies. Each strategy needs to be accomplished in order for the period goal to happen. So if my period goal is to generate $20,000 a month per personal recurring cash flow by the end of the period, then strategy number 1 is to create and implement a system that signs, in this particular individual's case, 100 members by period end. Okay. So in order to do that, 100 over the next 12 weeks, he has to do 8 a week. And you'll see it's due every week. So you can set these up. These are called the tactics. These are going to be your daily and weekly tactics. Okay. Now you'll see these recur every week. Some of them are going to show up one time and be done forever. And some of them are going to show up on multiple different weeks. They're going to show up on your plan in week 4, 8, and 12, for example, in this situation. So we customize it all. So just because you have a weekly plan this week, there might be 5 items on it. That doesn't mean that's the whole plan. You might have 100 items. They're just not due right now because certain things have to get done first. So in this particular case, convert 8 members a week, maintain a minimum of 20 leads per week, maintain a 60% conversion ratio. You have to convert 2 leads every week. Okay. So this is his, this individual needs to convert 2 leads, right? This is a salesperson he's got. This is a salesperson. This is a salesperson. So they need to do that. If they do that 2, 4, 6, 8, he's at his 8. Okay. So as you do it, you just click it and it accomplishes it. If you don't get it, you don't click it. Right now, if you are clicking something just to click it, that doesn't help you. So if you don't click it, you'll see it'll be red. Excuse me. It'll be red in the following week. but don't click it just to click it. So when we write these tactics, we have to write them specifically. The words are important because you need to be able to look at it and say, do I do it or do I not do it? And as we get into this, I'll show you again up here, you can create team plans for your assistants, for your salespeople, for your marketing teams, and you can monitor all of those, and you can delegate your own tasks as well. So we're going to go down here. Now there's a new leads. So he types in the new leads for the week. He wanted to track how many people were closed. He wanted to track each salesperson's conversions, his own conversions, and he's got a podcast. So how many subscribers? Okay. Now, strategy number 2 was to create and implement a plan to manage results coaches and obtain 100 clients by period end. Okay. So here's how that works. Again, same thing. You can manage everything you want. Now we come down here to the very bottom. I always put personal commitments in. So part of our coaching and part of our training is you have to be able to live the life that you want. The only reason that you are in business is to satisfy yourself on a personal level. There's something that you want to do. So we always do personal commitments, because if you're always focusing on work, you're not going to be fulfilled and happy because there's things in your personal life that are not getting done. Vice versa, if you're doing all these things in your personal life and you are not focusing on your business, then that's not going to help you fund things in your personal life, and it's not going to make you very happy. So we have to blend it. So we always ask for 3 personal commitments. This case, he wanted 4. But again, keep it something that you're going to commit to. This isn't an intentional plan. This is a commitment plan. So weight train 5 days a week, read 100 pages a week, help a random person every week, and have his date night. Right. And so as they go do this, it's going to score it. Right. So we come in the meeting, say, okay, you did 81%. That's good. Let's review it. Okay. Now, if you're reviewing it with your team or yourself or with me as a coach, what happens is I'm going to come in here and say, why did we not convert 60%? What was your conversion? So we can come down here and it should be right here, 40%. So he closed 40%. So I'm going to say, why did we miss the other ones? Okay, we're going to talk about that for a little bit. Why did Stacy not do this? Right? We're going to go down through all these things. You review process that all coaches should do on a day-to-day basis, day-to-day process, and implement into their team plans. Why did we not do that? Right? And so we're going to go through some of these things. And at the same time, why did you not schedule time to read 100 pages throughout the week? Why did you not help somebody randomly every day or once a week? Right? So as we go through the weeks, everything's the same. It'll tell you your completion plan and your scorecard, and it's going to bring you all the way to the end. And here's how we go. Okay. So it's pretty easy. Up here, you'll have your weekly plan and scorecard. You'll have your measurements that you're measuring. You can see your teams. So when we come into the team, you'll go to setup, you go to team plans. And these are different teams that have been set up over the time, but you can create a team member and you can create the plans for the team, or they can create them. Either way, you can monitor them. We also have a library here, okay, where there are already things in play. So depending on what industry you are, these might be a little bit more focused for certain things, but there are plans. So you can view a plan, and here's a strategy: get my life and home organized over the next 12 months. 12 weeks. Sorry about that. And let's see, annual review. Okay. So this plan targets life insurance agents with existing customers through an insurance review. Close X amount of life policies with X amount in premium. So you need to conduct 2 to 4 appointments each week, propose life coverage, schedule call, so we make it, there's plans in here, there's public plans, and then there's going to be the plans that you have on your own. Okay. So that is the software. It's pretty simple to use, and I will show the mobile video. We'll attach it to this afterwards. You'll have your short-term and long-term visions here, which you can always catch up and see. And there we go. So this is how we're going to track performance on a week-to-week basis.